Hello everyone, thank you for stopping by. My name is Barb Ryder. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm here to share some fall ideas with our 12 weeks of fall. We are going to be stamping with Pretty Pumpkin, and this is our week 9. Oh my goodness, have to count there for a second. Week 9 out of our 12 weeks. So today we're going to make something just kind of elegant and pretty, because that's what the stamp set has. You know, this just looks really fun and elegant, and the font just leans itself to that. Not only that, look at these dies that come with this. This one right here, I've already pre-cut this for us, and then we're going to do some heat embossing and make this beautiful card. If you haven't subscribed to my channel already, make sure you do that and click the bell so you know when I upload videos, and I hope that you'll do that. It helps me tremendously, honestly, you guys. So hopefully you'll enjoy what you see, and I hope that you make one yourself. So what are we going to do? We are going to use some different papers here, and again, we're sticking with the fall colors of Calypso Coral. I have some, so it's a scrap of that. I have a scrap of Very Vanilla, and then I have some cut pieces here of Very Vanilla, and this is 4 inches by 3.5, which makes this 3 3/4 by 4 1/4. Then I have some of this beautiful shimmery, see the shimmer in that? Some of our gold shimmer vellum, and that is 5.5 by 1.5. And then we have a card base of the Very Vanilla, thick Very Vanilla, which is 4 1/4 by 11, and that's scored at 5.5. Okay, those are our pieces that we're going to be working with. So what are we doing? We are going to do some heat embossing, and heat embossing is one of those things that so many of us may have seen for our first demonstrations, and it's something that just really gives you like a step up on your cards, but it is easy. You need Versamark ink, and we are going to, first of all, we're going to emboss with, I'm just going to emboss both of them at this, you know, right together. But this is kind of our little leaves and scrolly vine, I guess. So Versamark, when you get your pad, it's nice and pretty and white. Mine's very used, and it's just a clear ink, and it's a type of ink that sits on top of your paper so that you can pour your embossing powder on to the ink, and it sticks. So I'm going to stamp that down, and you really can't see it. I mean, I don't know that you're going to be able to see that image like I can see it. I don't see that you can see it in the screen. But what I've got here is this little tray that we used to sell. We don't have them anymore, but I use them because I love them, and why not? You can also use something like a folded piece of paper. But do you see what happened there? See that that gold embossing powder stuck right on there, and I'm just for safe measure, I'm going to pour it all on there again, and then just pour it right back into the container and give it a couple flicks so that I get the extra off. So there's that one. I'm going to lay that aside for just a second. Then let's go ahead and we're going to ink up this beautiful pumpkin, and I'm going to emboss them both since I have the heat gun going, and because it is a little noisy, and I have the older one. I didn't invest in the new one that has the low and the high. This is inked up. I'm going to stamp it onto my Calypso Coral and just pushing so that I know that it's nice and inked on there. And then let's bring this back over, being careful. I don't want to hit that and knock the powder off. And then we're just going to pour this right on top, just like this, and then pour it back into the little jar. Flick that extra off, and that looks really good. So I'm going to move this out of the way. I'm going to pull in my heat gun, and it's pretty loud, and so I'm not one that edits and fast forwards on all of the videos, so this will only take a second. So I'm going to turn this on and heat this up and watch the magic happen, okay? So it's noisy, so, but basically you don't need to do this all over. You just hold it in one spot, and once you see that gold pop, you will move it to the next. See that? See that gold just magically appear? Then you just move it to the next area and just keep moving it until you have it all embossed. Isn't that gorgeous how that happens? Alright, and you don't want to keep on there because then you'll overheat it. So let's just do the same thing with this. So I'm just going to hold this, and then when you see the gold pop, I can see it. It's a little harder to see on the vanilla, but it's all there, and that's it. See that? That's how easy it is to heat emboss. If that's something you've not tried, I would suggest trying that. So this is going to be die cut out, and I already have one actually done, so I don't have to cut that out. And I also have one of these, but I want to show you the next step I'm going to do with this. We are going to use no, not garden green. We are going to use Old Olive. Old Olive is the color I want to use, and what I've done is I've just squeezed my ink pad and got a bunch of ink in my inside of my pad, and I have our blender pens. This is not blends. This is not the colored blends you can color with. This is the blender pen, which is a clear liquid. Okay, what that does is kind of like watercoloring, but I'm just going to pick up some of that ink, and basically I'm just going to color in these leaves very lightly and quickly. It doesn't take much, and if you do go over it a lot, you're gonna get balls of your cardstock starting to peel up, and you don't want that. So, all right, but I mean, it's pretty fast coloring, just like that. Okay, if you want it to be a little darker in spots, just get a little extra ink and, plop that on there so that you get those extra colors there. I think I'm just going to, oh wait, I gotta go down my little stem here. I don't know if I did that on the finished one, but anyway. And then run it through, and how do you clean that? You just roll it until it rolls clear and there's no color coming out. See that? See how it started out a little bit and now there's none? But anyways, there's the embossing and the coloring. So that is done, and by the magic of being able to do it before I did the video, basically, I ran them through the die machine. And so here's what we have. We have the leaves and the pumpkin all die cut. And then this beautiful, I cut this out of our gold foil. And so we're going to use these 3 pieces. Let's see, what do I want to do next? I think next I'm going to move this out of the way really quick. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm actually going to go back to our cardstock here. And we're going to use that Old Olive. We're going to stamp our saying, and I know how I want to place this, but I'm so thankful for you. This one is a very beautiful font. Okay, and we are going to stamp this right over to the corner here. I want it right over as close to the edge like that. All right, beautiful. I love it when it works, right? All right, so there is that. Move that out of the way. And let's go ahead and put our pieces together. Grabbing my Stamp and Seal, and I'm just going to layer this onto the Calypso Coral, and that's the color I used for the embossing of the pumpkin. And that's just going to layer right on top there. And then the next thing we're going to do is I want this to be behind, but let me give you a trick on how you can put glue on this. Now we have adhesive sheets that you could put the gold foil down, then run it through and then peel it off. I did not do that because I just don't really use that as much as I should. How's that? Now I keep a little cup, Dixie cup, with my sticky sponge. We don't sell the sponges anymore, but any sponge will work, okay? And then I have my Tombow liquid glue, and I am just going to put a pile right over here. It's probably more than I need, but let me get some of that off of there. And then what I'm going to do is actually pick this up, this glue, see that? Just tap it with my sponge so that it's on my sponge, and then I'm going to hold my pumpkin, and I'm just going to tap that glue all over my pumpkin, being careful to keep it in the same spot so I don't get it on my gold. But now this is sticky, and so I'm going to put this down right here as close to the edge as I can. Perfect. And lay that down, and that is stuck. But that's a tip, because once this dries, you can just roll this glue right off and it cleans off fabulous. All right, so there is a little tip for you. Next, what are we going to do? We are going to go ahead, and I am going to, I'm actually going to put this down flat also, so that we can pop up the other piece that we have die cut out. Okay, so this is just going to come right over here, and I need to make sure that it does not cover my little swirly up there. Isn't that pretty? Just like that. This is so pretty in person, you guys. This gold is just beautiful. So I'm going to take both of the dimensionals. I want a large dimensional here and a large dimensional here, and I am going to see if one of the little minis will work over here. Nope, too big. Well, guess what? We're just going to leave it because I think it'll be all right. Okay, and then this is just going to go right on the front here. And how do I want that to go? Let's go this way with this. Oh, this is so gorgeous, you guys. Do I want that to cover that? Yeah, let's just go kind of like that. Fabulous. Look at that. That is so pretty in person. You just can't even believe it. We're going to step this up just a little bit. I'm going to put that here for a second. Remember, I have our pretty beautiful gold vellum. Now, sometimes you can see the adhesive behind. So what I know that I've got all this space I can put adhesive. So that's exactly what I want to do. I'm going to put this about right there. And so I'm going to take my Stampin' Seal, and I'm just going to put some just like that. And then layer my gold vellum right on top of where I put that adhesive down. That looks pretty straight, just like that. So yeah, it's not completely down on the ends, but that's okay. Gives it a little more dimension, right? So we have this is going to go onto here, just like that. And look how pretty that is already. I'm not going to pop it up. I'm going to put it on flat because we're going to add some extra things. Just to give this a little extra sparkle, because it's so gorgeous with all the gold. And let's see here, I want to make sure I get this. There we go, just like that. It's so pretty. Look at all the sparkle on this card, you guys. Oh, okay. So next we have some of our gold twine. We have the gold and silver twine, and so to keep everything with the gold theme, we're going to take this gold, and I'm actually going to do a bow and tie that little bow here. And usually you have to just kind of play with it till you get it how you want it, the size you need it to be. So pull and then pull again, and all those fun things, and that's pretty good. So let me grab my scissors here and clip that. So we're going to use that one, and I think I'm going to do just one. I don't want to cover up this gorgeous embossing over here, but I'm going to pull this a little bit tighter, I think, on this cording. Just, there we go. Now, how do you put this on? I'm going to grab the glue dots, my glue dots over here, okay? And on the glue dots, you know, it's just a flat little dot. See that? There you go. So what you can do, I just take my nail and get it started, and then I start rolling it. Oh, I got one on that's stray on the outside there. But I'm going to roll that and just keep rolling it so that it's kind of a narrow piece. And then I'm going to take that and put that where I made the dot on my little bow. And that, do I want that there? I think I want this up here to go with all this beautiful gold. So that's going to go there. See that? Ooh, goodness gracious, I can't hardly stand it. So there is that. And the last thing we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and put some gems on this card. Now, I have all kinds of gems. But of course we want to stick with the gold. So I have the silver and gold metallic pearls, but I don't think that's what I want. And then we have some kind of clear ones with little gold flecks in there. That might be kind of nice. Let's see. This is my process. This is kind of how I do things. If you watch me much, you'll see. By the way, I'm here on every Thursday at 7 p.m. Not here, but on Facebook. Facebook Live. My Facebook page is Stamp with Barb Ryder. And go and check things out every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I do upload the replays, so you can find them here on YouTube. Alright, so I'm still looking to find the perfect one. Now these are called genial gems, and they're kind of a peachy color. Peachy gold with gold flecks in them. Still doesn't do it. Alright, I think I've decided that we are going to go ahead. We're going to go with these golds. And these are the wonderful gems. And they're fabulous for coming into the Christmas season because, look at, you have these beautiful red gems. And we're going to take our pick tool, take your pick, and grab up a couple of these gems. I've got one stray one over here on the red, so let's take that and let's come up here. Let's grab one of these that has a lot of gold in it, and let's come right up here. And where else? And here's another one that's got quite a bit of gold and it's a little bit smaller. And let's just come right down here maybe. There are a few there. And I think that's it. I think that's all I'm going to do. But you've got that little bit of gold in there, kind of blending the whole thing. It's so sparkly. Well, hopefully you have a friend that loves sparkle that you are thankful for. And you can make this card and send it to that special friend. But there you go. We have completed a few weeks now, and so hopefully you'll join me for the rest of the weeks to come. So week 10 will be coming up next week, and I hope that you'll join me then. Thanks again, and have a great time stamping. Bye-bye.